Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Today, y'all, we're going to be putting a hitch plate on. You know, we've talked about this in other videos, but today we're going to be actually welding the hitch plate on, fitting it up, getting it ready to go, tacked up, and then running some welds. First thing you want to do when you're welding on these truck frames is make sure the batteries are disconnected, because if you don't, all that electricity stuff that's coming off the welder can go through your frame and back through your electronics and can really mess up some stuff. And there's been several of you that's commented on that and reminded me of it. And I just want to put that out there for the rest of you also, that if you're going to weld on your truck, you need to at least disconnect the battery. All right, now y'all, my truck has got a battery disconnect switch right here. You just take and turn that, and you've disconnected the ground. But just to be sure, we're going to go ahead and pull this thing off where we can get in here to the batteries. Let's see. Let me make sure that stays. And I had a clip over here. Here it is. Let me turn y'all around here where you can see and make sure you can see. All right, I believe y'all can see. Now I've got my sockets right inside the door because I'm just going to put my hardware right back up on the door. Now let me see here. So the first thing that I want to do, taking it off, is disconnect the ground. I do the ground first just because if you touch part of the frame, if you're on the hot side and you touch part of the frame with a ratchet, it's going to weld itself to the frame, or at least make a bunch of sparks and scare you. So we'll just go ahead and take the ground loose first. Because if you touch the frame on the ground side, if that makes any sense, it's not going to do anything. All it's going to do is just, well, nothing, because it's, there's no electrode there. If you're on the positive terminal and the ground's hooked up and you touch the ground or you touch the frame while you're disconnecting the battery, it's just going to make some arcing. All right, so let's get this loose. All right, so we got the main ground loose. And I'm just going to put my washers and stuff right back on here. That's what I do. I know y'all didn't come to today's video to learn how to take a battery loose. That's part of it though. Some of those intricate details like we was talking about. All right, here's the main positive wire coming in right here. So we'll take it loose and that ought to be good. Let's see. I need one just a little bit bigger. Now I don't have to worry about touching the frame. If I touch the frame's not hooked up, in the battery circuit. When I put it back in, I'll do it in reverse order. I'll hook the positive up first because there's, nothing touching the frame or nothing grounded to the frame. And then that way I don't have to worry about it, if that makes any sense. Hopefully y'all can put that together in your head. It ain't too hard of a concept, I don't think. Okay, I'm just gonna leave all that right here for now. And we'll just stick this back up here temporarily, just to keep birds and stuff out. I'm not gonna bolt it back on or anything, we'll just put it there like that. All right, y'all, I just kind of want to show you what I had to do to get this hitch plate installed. Now, as you can see, this is the hitch plate, 3/4 inch. We've got cutouts and bolt hole patterns for the Pintle hitch. This is going to be where the tail lights are going to go. However, the tail lights got that rubber flange around them. Let me see. See right here? These are just regular tail lights that are just flanged with rubber. And basically they just pop in and pop out. Well, you couldn't do that inside of a 3/4 inch thick plate. So what I've done is made this cover plate to go over it like so. Okay, and I'll put the lights in it. These holes are bigger than the lights are, so they'll slip through and go right in to these holes on this plate. And whenever we're ready, we'll just tack weld this baby on there. You know, it don't have to be welded super solid. It's just a cover plate, that's all. But that's what we'll use to for our lights. That'll come at a later time. It ain't a big deal right now. I've also got some I-beam that I'm gonna put right here. I think I ain't decided for sure yet on this, but I think I'm gonna put this right here stood up straight to use as a push bumper. But we'll come back to that later. The main thing today is getting this hitch plate burnt in, welded into the frame. So on the rigging, on getting this thing up here, I use two 20-ton jacks, which you don't need that big of a jack. That's just what I got, okay? So I used 2 jacks, one on each side, to pick it up and get it level. I wanted it to be level with the frame, because when the log bed sets on it, the very back of the log bed is going to set flush with this hitch plate. That's the idea anyway. So what I did was I put 2 framing squares up here on top of the frame, one here, one there, and we got it up there and got it square. Marcy kind of helped me a little bit, and Marcy, if you're watching, thank you very much. I appreciate all she does for me, y'all, which is a lot more than I could ever tell you and explain to you. But anyway, she helped me get this up here while I tacked it in position, and I want to show you from the side. Okay, you see how I've done this? It's got TIG rod in here. This is what a TIG rod looks like. It's just a long rod, and I just cut me off some pieces of it and bent it around, and then used it to create a gap in between the frame and the hitch plate, because we want room for expansion, and you know, to have a gap to fill in with our weld. It'll help our weld penetrate better. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, so now I have got the gusset plates on the bottom. I tacked them up, put the wire in it, the TIG rod, like I showed y'all here on the side. I just took a piece of TIG rod, bent it like that, put it in between the gusset plates, because I wanted a 1/8 inch air gap to allow for expansion and to be able to penetrate better. I beveled my plates on both sides down to a 1/4 inch landing. This is 3/4 inch steel plate, this backing plate, or the hitch plate, and also the doublers, they're 3/4 inch. So I had to bevel them way down to get it to where my Lincoln 210 could handle it. So I beveled them on both sides, used a TIG rod to set my air gap, tacked them up. Once I got them tacked up, I basically started alternating sides back and forth, going from this side to that side, welding, making my root pass, which is the very first pass. You're gonna go in there and fill that gap up, you know what I'm saying? And that root pass is critical, y'all, that you get it in there and get it burned in good. That's where most of your penetration is gonna come from, and you don't want no voids in it. Pretty much what I've done is I went all the way around the hitch plate inside and out, and I'm going to show you in just a second, and made a root pass. And then I have come on the outside and down here on these gussets, I made a root pass inside and outside. I've still got quite a bit of gap to fill up where I beveled it. It's going to take, I got to put in a hot pass next, and what I'll do on my hot pass is come in here with my grinder, and I'll kind of grind me a little ditch out, so to speak, in this root pass where I've already welded. I'll come in here and cut me a little groove all the way around these welds, and then I'll come back and I'll turn my welder up just a little bit, and I'll come back in and I'll feather that in with a hot pass on top of it, and that's going to smooth everything out and really fuse it together really good. Then after the hot pass is done, then I'll come in and lay a couple stringers on each side of that. And that'll probably fill up my gap. Up here on the top, I'm not gonna get it too high, because if I do, then my bed's not gonna set down flush. So I'm probably just gonna come in here and grind this out just a little bit, put me a groove in here, fill it up real good, call it good. On the sides, I've got quite a bit, you know, I've got an inch overhang right here, and I've got plenty of frame to weld to. So I'm just gonna really lay the weld to it, you know, and make sure that it's good and strong. I may even I might put 3 or 4 stringers, I don't know. We'll just see kind of how it works out. But I want plenty of weld on this hitch plate, because it's critical to get this thing burned in right, if you know what I mean. Because it's going to be starting and stopping loads, pulling loads, going down the road, so we want it right, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so here's what the root pass looks like so far. We've come in here and burned that groove in, filled it in, and down the side of the plate. This is flux core, Lincoln NR wire, 035. And see, when I cut that groove, like that little pinhole that's right there, it's got to go. So when I cut that groove, we'll get that out. All right, and then I'll show you the inside of this one here. We won't spend too much time. I just kind of want to give you an idea, of what I got going on. So see, I've welded up there all the way around on the inside. It's got the flux still on it and the smoke off of the wire. I haven't cleaned it with a wire wheel. And then down here on the bottom is a stiffener plate. Let me see if I can get y'all in here where you can see it. All right, y'all, I've already made the hot pass and several stringer passes around this hitch plate. The reason why, y'all, is because, Lord, it takes forever to get around this thing, and you got to go multiple times. And I just didn't want to drag the video out too long, and I wanted to make sure I had the video out to you guys. I've already missed Thursday. We had to skip a day because of the rain. I told y'all in the last part of the video that we would pick up the next day. Well, I didn't get to. It started raining and it messed my whole plans up. But anyway, we're persevering. We're getting close to being done with this thing. Thank the good Lord. We've got the hitch plate is welded on pretty solid. I've got a few more passes over there on that side to make, on the other side, passenger side. I'm gonna bring y'all along for that, but I just kind of want to show you where I'm at on this deal. Okay, so this side here is pretty much done. And as you can see, I mean, I've stacked weld, you know, out in the frame and up on the hitch plate. It ain't the prettiest weld, but I believe they'll hold. And then there's the doubler plate, and you can see all the stringer beads on it. And I've done the same thing on the inside of here. Welded it up just the same on the inside of the doubler. This was a little bit more challenging to weld just because it was up in between the frame. Okay. And then see here on this side, I ain't quite through yet. I've only got 2 good stringers, and I want 3. So I'll probably lay 1 down in the middle and 2 on each side of it. And that should pretty well get us. This doubler down here, let me move my torch lead out of the way. This doubler down here is looking pretty good. I may have to come in here and put just a little bit more on it, but we'll see. The worst part about this job is getting down here on these rocks. I've got a piece of plywood I've been kneeling on some, but at the end of the day, it don't help a whole lot. Now, in between making a pass, I use my grinder with a wire wheel to clean it up. how well y'all can see it, but you see all that, you know, smoke on there, and it's got slag from this flux in the wire, because this is flux core. So that's why you want to clean it off every time. Y'all, I pretty well got this hitch plate welded on like I want it. I've already put the tail lights in and the cover plate. It's just tacked up there though. I haven't hard welded this plate yet, just because I wanted to make sure my lights was going to come out, because I'm going to have to take these lights back out to paint it. Okay. I got my D-rings welded on. They're big 1-inch D-rings. Heavy suckers for my safety chains to hook into, and they got this little curve in them down here at the bottom. I thought that was a pretty cool idea, and these come from eTrailer.com, by the way. The Pintle hitch is a buyer's brand, 50-ton air compensated. What that means is it's going to have this air chamber right here mounted down here behind it, and this little piece gonna come out. Y'all see that? See that down there? All right. It's gonna push in and out like this, and it works off of my trailer brakes. I'm gonna plumb it into my trailer brake air supply, and when I release my trailer brakes, it's gonna in turn push this right here out into the pintle hitch. Okay. And let me take it off, and I'll show y'all kind of what it does here. Give me just a second. Alrighty. Uh-oh. That thing will stay. Okay. So, here's the pintle hitch. Alright. And if you'll notice, there's a slot right here in the back. This piece just goes in and out like that. Alright. And then it comes out right here. Let me get right here where y'all can see. See how it comes in and out? Okay, think y'all got that idea. Now what that does is when you release your trailer brakes, this air chamber is going to push that rod out. It's going to contact the ring on the trailer. It's going to serve two purposes. See how it's got this curve in it right here? Okay, when it comes out and it contacts that ring on the trailer, it's going to lock it, for one thing. It's going to keep it from coming up out of the hitch, which I've already got a lock on here with a pin in it. Just like that. And then you put the pin back in. Well, I'll get in there in a minute. There we go. But this is going to serve as a secondary lock, but the main function that this thing does, y'all, is when you're going down the road and that trailer is bumping on the truck, this acts as a shock absorber to keep that trailer from pushing the truck so hard, you know, and it smoothens the ride out, in other words. Now, if you weren't going to pull a pintle hitch, but just every once in a while, say like you're a dump truck operator, and you just need to move a backhoe around every now and then, you know, you don't really need an air compensated hitch. But if you're going to be driving a log truck with a pintle hitch all the time, more or less, air compensated pintle hitch is pretty cool. And we've already got the hole pattern right here for the pintle hitch and a square cut out for it to come through. I've got to make a bracket back here in the frame behind it to mount this puppy on. And you know, it'll go right here pretty close to it. Y'all can't see it from where you're at, but I just got to come up with a way to mount a bracket in there in order for it to bolt to where it'll push the rod in and out and have free motion of travel. So I'm not going to put the pintle hitch on until after I paint it. I've already got the D-rings welded on, as y'all can see. I've got my light plate panel put on. Let me show y'all this. I had contemplated putting a piece of 4-inch I-beam right here, kind of like that, just to use as a, you know, as a push bumper, in case I need to push it with a dozer or skid steer or something like that. I didn't want to let the I-beam go down no lower because I don't want it to interfere with my D-rings or my pintle hitch. But if I needed to, I could get right here on it and push on it if I had to. But I hadn't decided on this 100%. I may leave these off and just go with it like it is for now, and then come back and put them on later. That would be easy enough to do. It would just be a little bit of, you know, extra painting, which ain't too big a deal. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this plate welded, get it welded in. The lights were clear. They're easy to pop in and out. I mean, as you can see, well, I said they are. They'll make a fool out of me. Like that. And then the rubber grommets, they'll come out. So it's not a whole big ordeal. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but you kind of get the idea of what we got going on here. You know, and then they go back in just like that. And then you just take your lights, and then they just push back in like so. No big deal. So if you do bust a light or whatnot, they're easy to change. And that's one reason why I went with these type particular lights. Well, two reasons. One, they were already on the truck. It's already wired. The plugs are wired for it. They were already on the truck, so I didn't have to buy any more lights. These are LEDs, pretty nice. And then the second reason is you can buy these lights right here at any truck stop in America. You know, they're very easy to come by. If you were to get a different kind of light, if you broke one, you'd have to order it and all that good mess. And you know, waiting on parts is not something we like to do. But anyway, so we got the light panel on. I'm gonna go ahead and take the lights back out, weld it up. Then I'm gonna build me a bracket for this dude. We don't have trailer brakes yet. Air run back here to the trailer brakes, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this put in place, and then all I got to do is take the plug out, plug my air line in it. She's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put a valve back here too, a cutoff valve, to where I can actually cut the thing off if I don't want to use it, or if I need to do maintenance on it or something like that. I'm trying to be proactive in maintenance and preventive type measures, if that makes any sense. But I'm gonna get the thing painted tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get everything painted tomorrow, and then the next day, Sunday, we'll put the lights back in it, put all this, you know, bolt the Pintle hitch on, and then it'll be ready to set the log bed on, which is over there where y'all at right now. I still got to go to Chattanooga, to the spring shop in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and get some U-bolts. They'll custom make U-bolts there. I'm gonna use 3/4 inch real heavy duty U-bolts to bolt the bed to the truck. So the next video, that's what that'll be about. You'll get to see the next video on the truck, which may be sometime next week. I don't know exactly when, because I got to get the U-bolts and all that good mess. But I'll try to get y'all a video with something different in between. I know some of you are getting wore out on this truck. I am too, by the way. I'm ready to be done with this thing. I'm ready to see it start hauling logs. What do y'all think? It's gonna be cool, but it's been a lot of work, y'all. A lot of work. I think this is about week 4 or 5 for me. I'm still money ahead on the game doing it myself, and I know it's right. That's the main thing. With that being said, though, we got to get this thing together and get it on the road, because we got people waiting on us. We got to get back in the woods and get busy. So for those of you that are here for the logging and the mules, be patient with me. We're working. We're going to be back in the woods hopefully within the next week or two. So y'all just be patient with me, and we'll get going here as soon as we can. But look, I want to tell you thank you for hanging out and you know, letting me talk about my truck and what I'm doing and my plans and all that good mess. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Really, I do. I appreciate you hanging out and just listening and being here. Appreciate all the kind comments. You know, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome to each other as well. When you're commenting back and forth in the comment section, I go and read, you know, other people's comments. Y'all talking back and forth, and you know, everybody's respectful, and that's cool. That's what I like on my channel. So I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna put my email up here on the screen. If any of you need me for any reason, holler at me. Be glad to talk to you. And I'm gonna be praying for you. I'm gonna be interceding for you. If you're hearing my voice right now, you're watching this video, I'm praying for you, I promise. Because you're important to me, each and every one of you. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what nationality you are. Jesus loves you, and I do too. And I'm gonna be praying for you. Thank y'all for being here. If you like this video, you know, and what we're doing here, hey, hit that like button for me, please. It'll push this video further down the road. And if you like my channel and what I'm about here, you know, logging, mules, big trucks, skid steers, gardening, you know, just hanging out, hit that subscribe button for me. I'd appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoy the channel. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.